Freeform is Apple's new productivity app. This is a sketching, mapping, outline, blank canvas app. There are a ton of different ways to use it. And this is included in iOS and iPadOS 16.2. Over the beta period, I've been using Freeform for a few different things, but the big kind of like core thing that ties them together has been mapping out projects. I've used this to map out some network upgrades I'm doing here at home, apps I want to use next year, like I'm kind of figuring out what's going to be on my iPad and Mac and stuff like that, and videos I want to make. I made a video already going into the details of all the tools of Freeform already. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. I went into a ton of detail. You can check all that out here. But to kind of like recap just a few of them, I think the biggest tool, and it's not even really a tool, it's more of a feature, but I'm counting it as a tool because of the way it works, is the infinite canvas. So what this means is you can be drawing and you can get right up to the edge and you can move over or scale out and it just expands. The document just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. There's no edges to it. And this is true creative freedom. The thing that the actual tool that I find the most impressive about Freeform is the shapes feature. There are a ton of different shapes. I want to say hundreds, but I haven't counted them. There are a lot of different options in here. You can just add any of these shapes to the document. You can scale them. You can change the color of them. You could add text inside of them. As somebody that has horrible handwriting and cannot draw to save their life, these shapes are how I've been using Freeform the most. Like, this is the core of me using Freeform. If you have a bit more talent than me, you can use the pencil kit tool set. So this is the pen, pencil, crown, fill, eraser, and selector tool. Most of these tools have options. So if you're using the Apple Pencil, you can tap on the tools and it'll give you options to change how those tools work. So for example, for like the pen, you can change the opacity and the thickness. There's also color tools, so you can change like your color inputs and things like that. Really, like, it's the standard pencil kit stuff, but still really impressive. There's also the ability to embed post-it notes, text fields, and images. And with the image option, you can actually like scan a document or a photo or something and embed it right into the canvas. You, of course, can drag and drop documents from like files right into Freeform. If it's something like an image or a PDF, it'll embed it right into the document. And if you paste something like a URL, that will give you a preview of that website along with like the title of it as well, which is pretty cool. Now, one thing I didn't mention in that other video is how well Freeform does at adapting to the accessories or lack of accessories you're using. So if you're just in tablet mode, you can add shapes, text fields, post-it notes, images, embeds, whatever. And if you use like a mouse and keyboard, you can obviously use like the mouse to select things and add things and resize things and move things around. And then you can use the keyboard for all the text stuff. It adapts really well to that. But then obviously there's the Apple Pencil and all the pencil kit features, but then you also have the scribble features. So if you are wanting to embed typed text right onto a shape or in a text field or a post-it note or whatever, but you already have your Apple Pencil in hand, you can just start handwriting stuff and it'll turn it into typed text. I think it's really impressive the way Apple thought about Freeform, especially on the iPad. Obviously, it's on the iPhone and the Mac as well, but specifically on the iPad, the way it adapts to the accessories that you are using, I think is very impressive. Now, a key aspect of Freeform is the collaboration tools. Now, right in the document, you can choose to share that document with anyone you want. When working on a document with others, you can see changes in real time. This means if the other person you're working with draws a line, you will see them draw that line. Or if they add some type text, you will see them type text. This is supported with up to 32 collaborators. Now, a Freeform document can actually support up to 100 people working in the document at once. But if you go past that 32, it turns off those real-time sync changes and it just like syncs a group of changes in the background. So that could mean like you're working on top of each other. The real-time changes are nice because that means you're not working on top of each other. You can see what like Jane Doe is doing while I'm over here working on like another piece of the puzzle. Once you've shared that document with other people, you will see the share icon in the toolbar. You can tap on this and you can initiate conversations via messages, FaceTime audio, or video calls. You can also choose to turn off like the other people's cursor if you find that to be really distracting, which is a nice touch. And you can also manage who also has access to the documents. And of course, you can always add people to the document after the initial share as well. So, if you bring somebody else on board into your team or something like that, you can obviously share the document with them as well. Working in real time with other people is going to be a more and more popular feature in productivity apps, especially as remote work becomes bigger and bigger, almost to the point where it becomes the default. I do think it will be the default in a few years, at least for some people. And the ability to be able to sketch and work on a project or a product or whatever with other people, I think is just huge. Like just the little bit that I did with other people, I thought was really impressive. Now, I own my own business, but other than like a couple of people that help me out like on a contract basis, I am the only employee of my business. So I don't have like a bunch of collaboration needs or anything like that. But like the tests and stuff that I did with it, working with others on some, mock-up stuff, some fake stuff, I found to be really impressive and I think is going to be a really interesting tool for people that do work on like products and projects as a team. So that's Freeform. I want to hear from you all what you are going to use Freeform for, or if you've been on the beta, what you've been using Freeform for in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day.